How's it going, guys? Lucian St. Clair, hey Mr. Lone Wolf, how's it going, man? Quentin Smith, hello. It's like Noah Wazik, g'day, how's it going, dude? Ethan Kluxnick, hi, how's it going, dude? I hope I pronounced that right. Apologies if I didn't. Justin Lynch, hello, Wolf. How's it going, dude? I'm awake, I'm alive. I made it, just about. Oh yeah. So today, I've loaded. I couldn't remember, you guys were telling me of some good maps, and then I've just spent the last hour on like the mod browser going through all the different maps. None of the names are really ringing any bells. Some of the maps weren't that highly voted. This one I believe is a relatively new map, but it seems pretty highly voted, and yeah, it's something different to actually do. Randy Craven, what's up, Mr. Lone Wolf? I'm good, dude, how are you? Ethan Kluxnick, don't worry. I'll just call you Ethan, dude. I appreciate it, man. Wayne Brown, missed you last... missed you. Oh, was it last week? Last week I fell asleep. Apologies, man. I'm disappointed because I really was trying to stay up for the live stream, and yeah, from about 8 PM to 1 AM, I was really trying not to fall asleep, and then I must have, because I just woke up at like 4, half 4, and I'd missed it. Bradley G, hey, gonna be a good night watching a goddamn professional. That's true. Best let me get a goddamn horse. Like I say, because I'm on this map. As you can see, there's a lot of watchtowers. I may not necessarily get all the watchtowers, I don't know yet, but yeah, I can't really see where to start or anything. I have no idea where the garage is, so maybe I'll try and get that watchtower, but if not, I'm going to get this one in the corner, and then at least kind of establish where I am a little bit. So this is the map though. It starts you off with a Kodiak C70. Been promoted, apparently. Is that mine? TUZ? Run out of road, doesn't take long. Uh-oh. Run out of earth. Just drop the hammer. I don't mind the Kodiak C70 to be fair. Obviously it's like an early game truck, I wouldn't pick it over like the Dolphin or something like that. For an early game truck it's not too bad. Super Dave 72, hey Mr. Lone Wolf, how's it going? I'm not too bad, cheers dude, how are you doing? So yeah, I mean today, I don't know, just gonna mess around on this map really, not got any major plans. Fortunately, I did turn the bridge layer mod on, so I can possibly build a bridge here later, really? Just beached? Yeah, I think it might have been the back end beached. Well, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say this is a road, if I'm honest. Probably going to get beached on the back again. Could be wrong, but that might be why. There was a TUZ 166 back there. But I'm stubborn. I'm going for it in the Kodiak. Crook, evening Mr. Wolf, how's it going, dude? Right, I need to draw. Yeah. Wonder if I can get to these up here. This did say it was like a highway hauling map, so... yeah, I assume after I've got out of all this, might be a bit of high-speed delivery going on. I'm open anyway. Can we get up here though? That's the question. I don't know why, this... Wow, yeah, it's probably stock. I was going to say, it feels really gutless, but... I hate them bushes that just pop straight out of the ground. Loaf would make use of it, because he's a goddamn professional. These trucks just can't manage it. TUZ 166 is an underrated scout. In some ways, yeah, it is. I know what you mean. It's definitely pretty decent. I'd put it above like just the average pool of scouts. I just tend to, when I was driving it, I'd go pretty quick, which I like, but I'd just constantly get tank slappers and crash and roll. I like it. It's a fun vehicle, and it's a pretty capable scout once it's fully upgraded. Yeah, I'm more dangerous with it than without it. It's just safer for me not to have it. How massive is this map? So I feel like, I know we didn't travel really far, but that's only that little bit. The map goes to this corner, right down here. I can't even see, yeah, so it's pretty decent size. Well, I'm going to go for a lap of this highway, let's see what happens. Apparently the new Tatra Force can have a crane bed trailer combo. Tatra Force. Is that what's coming out on Phase 5? See, this is the thing, I still enjoy driving and drifting around, to be honest, but this game's just characteristics don't suit high-speed driving that well. Like a glitch in the Matrix up ahead, the plane floating in midair. What's going on up there? Oh. What's going on? Writing the truck off. Oh my god. Ethan, what's your favourite truck? Well, if it's any vehicle, it'll be the Loaf. Go and check up there quickly. Try and get that one in the bag. Yeah, if it was trucks though, like Scouts not included, I don't know. Probably the Dolphin of all the normal trucks, and then if you include in mods. It's a toughie. I do like the Azov Iceberg a hell of a lot. Fox's mod. That's definitely easily top 3, if not my favourite mod. Drift going on. I don't want to roll it really. Well, I was hoping to find a garage at some point. I don't know what the chances of that are. Carnloaf, King's Live. We are. Is that Vincent? Yeah, again, if I can find a garage, I can buy a Loaf. I'm hoping it's not going to be one of them. In fact, we'll know if I press down. Is that level 10? Yeah, I think it is. No. I don't know. It looks like 10, but it kind of looks like 1D. I'm not even sure on that. I'm just thinking, like, is it going to make me try and get up to, like, level 20 before I even get to use, like, the top engines and all the rest of it? If it does, that's a bit crap. And I know there is a few maps that do that. Ah, this might be a garage area though. Yeah. Watchtower should let us know what's going on. There's that symbol, so that's a mission. Maybe it's not a garage area, maybe it's like a, yeah, just a business park kind of thing. So that Kian, Dian, Zidane. Hi, how's it going, dude? Aussie man, hello man, how's it going? A little football pitch on the go. Right, what have we found? Not seen any garages. A up. Well, we've got a trailer store. A up. Garage. Sweet, what's up here? Just more missions, got a train. Not sure if I can drive it or not. So I may as well go back on this road. Bag that. Yeah. Doesn't like that high gear when we're setting off. The supposed release date for Phase 5 is in just a few days. It's gotten quiet on any updates to the PC, so hopefully it will be released. I originally heard August the 24th, I believe, was like quite a popular reoccurring date that kept being named. But then somebody said it had also, I think a couple of people said it had been knocked back to, was it like September the 9th or something? And again, I genuinely don't know either way, so I'm not saying this is in I'm right or wrong. It's just what I hear. If it's in a couple of days, that would sound like it's back to the 24th of August sort of thing. Which, yeah, like the sooner the better really. That's kind of roughly what I'm just waiting for myself. Like if they released it today, I'd, you know, go back to daily videos on it. I've pretty much done everything on Phase 4, so just kind of flogging a dead horse. Not a loaf. Flog that thing all day long. Truck store, let's see what it'll let me buy. Oh, and I'm skint. Great. Well, yeah, I'm not going to be able to buy most things if I've got no dough. Where's my horse though? Probably over this end. There he is. Oh, yes. So it's not made everything locked, which is good. I like that. That'll do. I could always just load back up to the main menu and put that money cheat thing in, which I might do, to be honest. I'll take a minute or two just to load back up, but it's probably worth it, 'cause otherwise I'm not going to be able to buy anything. Sarah Smith, sup Mr. Lone Wolf? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Oh, sorry, I missed that message, but I could just see the 24th is Tuesday. Yeah. I don't know if it is coming out then or not. Like I said, that was the original date I heard. But then, yeah, I also heard, I'm sure it was the 9th of September. Oh, so there is something locked. What is it? Reach rank 14. So maybe I am up to level 10 then. It just looked like it was written a bit weird. Unless it's just me. Hang on a minute. No. Oh my goddamn mushroom. I'm not having one then. I have to have OG Rutland loaf. What's this, a ramp? Oh, is this the thing that's supposed to, like, so you can just load vehicles easier? Let's get a bit of daylight for a start. Well, yeah, might just have to do a lap. Good old loaf like turning circle of a housefly. You don't miss them corners. Juice of the cane loaf. Had to get the horse out, been missing him. It's 4:45 AM at my place. Somehow I'm awake still. And I'm sleeping on the floor. What is it? It's 2:45 here, so what are you, 2 hours ahead of me? So are you somewhere in Europe then? Like continental Europe? What have we got going on in here actually? We'll have it. We'll have it. We're off. See, the loaf wasn't that slow originally, like compared to stuff like the TUZ Tatran and that, but especially now it's got that new engine, it's not too bad really. Like again, it'd eat the stuff like the Tatran for breakfast, and the Tatra, thinking about it, because that thing has got like the advanced special and all that. There was a mod that just released of the K700 from Mudrunner. It's a console friendly, so hopefully it'll come to console later this week. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If it is, like, I looked through the new mods. I did get one or two, actually. I think there was one, was it from Puppy Master? But to be honest, by the time I turned this Rutland map on, I believe that was taking a lot of memory, or it was saying it was, but I don't know, it was being a bit weird. Because it kind of said the memory was full, but then I was able to turn some other mods on, so I don't know. Confused me a little bit. Oh yeah, where am I, back onto this road. FYI, the K700. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, the log thing. Yeah, I remember that from Mudrun. That was I liked that a lot actually. It's pretty cool if they're bringing that back. See, once you get into top gear, you kind of sit just below where it starts to drift around like a maniac. So you like got a reasonable pace, but it's also, I can kind of read the comments and I don't really have to worry about the loaf drifting around, trying to crash everywhere. That GMC thing, whatever I was driving, got a bit erratic at about this speed. I'm trying to do a more without using Map Runner. True, a more. Is that, yeah, the newest one got like phase 4. It's doable. There was certain, like, overall I had a lot of fun on phase 4. Ethan, good luck with that. Yeah, man. Nick, hi, how's it going, dude? Juice Cane Drift, Tokyo Loaf. We like a bit of Tokyo Loaf. He drifts well on, was it, Northport? It's like, this Loaf has like the sweet spot speed on Northport, on the icy roads, and another one that does is the CK 1500. That's got like a nice pace, and it does a little bit of drifting, but it's, obviously its speed is just where it starts to drift, but not that bad in it, so that's quite nice as well. I mean, other stuff like the Hummer and that is quicker, but you can quite quickly then just go into absolute uncontrollable drift mode, and yeah. Was this for me, or did it go dark pretty quick? Try and get onto a mission soon. I just want to kind of get my bearings on what's going on with the map. Just an K700 was the front end loader. The skidder was just called the skidder, and it's already on console mods. Yeah, the skidder, was that the red thing in Mudrunner? And then the K700 was that yellow thing, which, yeah, I like that a lot. It was like one of the best vehicles in Mudrunner, I reckon. Had the massive grabbers on it that you could pick up like the scouts, load them onto the back of trailers and all that. Seems like a bit of a hefty like highway road with a bridge going across and slip roads and all that, and then it just quickly tails off into like practically nothing. I thought it was going to be like a big loop. Wonder how far it goes around that way. I'm not going to go back that way now. I'll keep going around this way, but I suppose down here, repair. Could be some other stuff down there. This looks like a map where you can drive in 6 out of 6 gear everywhere. Yeah, it does, which, to be honest, I'm quite happy to do so. There's been a lot of first gear driving going on in the Amur region, whatever, phase 4. Tell that building. Well, another dead end. Could just freestyle it over here. Time to get skinny life. I went for it. I don't regret it. So I haven't found a forest yet that the Loaf can't squeeze his way in and out of and around and all the rest of it. But I'm professional for a reason. We're in. What's going on here? Wooden planks. Hope K700 sounds good as it's an awesome turbo whistle in Mudrunner. Yeah, true. They could do with like slightly up in the oomph of some of the vehicles. I suppose I could follow this road back up, but yeah, not as much in the way of roads going on like lower down in the map. Still looks pretty sort of reasonably easy to drive around though. Which, yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a map like this where you can just kind of cruise around, don't have to like feel the full weight of the terrain physics all the time. reminds me of an old rally game. I can't remember what it was called, but I don't know why, it just gave me that sort of feeling to it. Oh, sorry. If you ever get bored, a hard mode playthrough. Yeah, true. To be honest, I completely forgot about the hard mode. I should have a little look on that. To be honest, I'm not going to be like anywhere near completing the game in hard mode. I'm definitely up for having a little like look around on it and that. But yeah, like I said, it's just an extra list of rules that I'm not gaining anything. It's just as far as like for making videos anyway. But I do want to look at hard mode. I just genuinely, yeah, completely forgot that we even had it. I have to say, I quite like the look of this map. All little areas like this, it's sort of changing as I'm going along. Wait on another tank slapper. Loaf just works. He does. He gets the job done. You can really tell the RPMs by sound. Is that some vehicles on this game are a little bit inaccurate, like I remember John, for example, I noticed when I was doing the review on that, it was making like the high RPM engine sounds even when I was on like 800 RPM. But some seem a little bit more kind of, yeah. This, for example, the rev sounds go up as the revs go up. I don't even think this has a rev counter though, so doesn't need one. Oh yeah, probably should have looked where we're going. Keep rallying along this way, I suppose. Back that watchtower, that'll give us a little bit of better view down here. That's what she said. Can't wait for the new Tatra with the towing platform. It's going to be really useful for rescue operations, especially in hard mode. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I've not seen any of these newer trucks, but as soon as we get yeah, phase 5, obviously I'll be all over that. Oh yeah, probably should have got a snorkel for him. I was stubborn. We refused. I don't know, whatever the other one is. I like his mushroom snorkel. I will repair his engine. It's just this engine's got so little health that I'll just wait till it's broke. It's too easy just to keep damaging. Make it to this watchtower first. Get it done. It's fighting me. Base model loaf you got there doesn't even have a something attack. Is that? What's that? Do you mean like inside all here and everything? True, to be fair, it does look pretty like 1980s. Cheap car. Oh yeah, I suppose I will fix the little beast. He's earned it. That's a little what we got on the map. It's like a completely different colour of map down here. There you go. Some giant hole. Naturally drawn towards those. No idea why. Do we go that way or nah? See, that's what I mean. Just naturally drawn towards large holes. It's a curse. Have a look what's going on there. And go along the top here, and we'll see. Sorry, is that? I can't quite see the name. Hi there, my first live stream. I appreciate it. Cheers for joining us. Again, there's a well, yeah, messing around. What's it? I believe it's called the Rutland Highway Hauling Map, something like that. It's a pretty new one. but it seemed fairly high on like the ratings and everything. There was another map, and I downloaded it, but just after I clicked download, it had a 67% rating, which was not even enough to give it like a thumbs up. It was kind of that wiggly line that sort of says, yeah. The daylight again quickly. Eduardo, hi man. It's a mode map. Do you mean a mod map? Yeah, this one is, yeah, Rutland highway hauling, I think it was. Well, I remember Rutland. I live, well, not that near to be honest, but somewhere in England called Rutland Water. But it looks like a giant horseshoe, but it's like a lake or a reservoir or whatever, something like that. And we went there as like school kids to learn, I don't know, sailing in a boat. You know, it's like we're about 10 years old or whatever. Just went there to dick around really, but under the guise of learning how to sail a little boat. Yeah, we had to roll these boats out and then purposely capsize them. I can't remember if I've said this or not. This is what I mean. I get lost with what I've said and what I haven't by now. Yeah, we capsized the boat and everything. And the guy that was with me in my boat, he fell kind of into the sail and he made it all fill with water. So we couldn't re-tip. Like, that's what they were trying to teach us, is how to, once your boat's tipped sideways, how to like get it stood back up in the water. But because the sail had like 10 tons of water in it, we had like 20 people trying to tip this boat back and we couldn't. But then yeah, afterwards we went around this little, like, I don't know, yeah, the gift shop, the little kind of, I don't know if I go as far as saying museum, but you know, a little room that talks about the history of the lake and all the rest of it, or reservoir, whatever the bloody hell it is. And apparently in there's an 80-pound pike that, well yeah, it's an 80-pound pike, and that was years ago, and it attacked someone in there, and I think it like near enough ripped his leg and his arm off, and half his face and everything. And yeah, and then we were going in there, bloody capsizing boats. I was in the water for hours because none of us could get this boat tipped back up the right way. And yeah, and then afterwards they tell us, well, there's an 80-pound pike in there. And like I said, that was years ago, so it's either dead or it's even fatter and juicier. Probably like a 100-pound pike by now. But yeah, probably wouldn't have been as keen to go in the water for an hour if I'd known that. And if it ate a full adult, like half of him, it's going to eat me for breakfast. Probably choke on the cock, but other than that, I'm a goner. Well, let's jump across there. Pretty nice little drive around this map. Looks pretty nice anyway. Hi Mr. Lone Wolf, what are your thoughts on the Ford F750? Yeah, I like it. It's got one of the best feeling, like the steering is really nice, for what it's worth. I do think it'd be nice just to have a little bit of a peppier engine. I know they did give it like a bit of a better one, but I'm not going to lie, I'd like a little bit more. Other than that though, yeah, I do think it's very good. I like all the attachments you can get on it, like the amount of repair points and all that it can carry. But there is more things that have come out since then that can also carry like a nice selection of repair points, but particularly back when the F750 came out, that was like the new daddy, as far as unless you take in, like, you know, a maintenance trailer and all that with you. I suppose like the TUZ Taz, I think that can have that little 500 repair point put on the back. See, that's a little bush that would have just popped out if that was a truck. The old loaf. He's delicate. He's not wheeling. So that bush come out. He wasn't delicate with that one. You do it. Go to manual mode. Is that a proper tree, or is that just one of them stupid bushes? Oh no, I think it's a proper tree. Oh, maybe it's not a proper tree. Good job he's a circus loaf, but I would like to get up this hill, if it's all possible. so you don't stop a load. And then I crash into a tree and get stopped. You love that vehicle. For me, it's a sheet. Don't know why, it just works for me. Like I said, it's way beyond me being able to stage it by now, because just the sheer amount of footage I have of it doing great things for me. Yeah, it has to pull off those great things for me to have the footage of it, so... But I appreciate, like, there's a lot of people that just don't get along with it. But at first, like I said, it was a bit, well, yeah, like, loaf training. That's what I needed, a bit of that. But I seen the potential. I could see the potential because of how well it was flipping vehicles, that it really had no business flicking. Or flipping, or whatever. And then, yeah. The rest of it, I was kind of like, right. Get a bit of loaf training for the rest of it, but if this thing's flipping like derries and stuff, then... Which way am I facing? Oh, that way. I thought I was facing the other way. Wait. Trailers will be packable in phase 5. Oh, cool. What? So, like, when it's attached to the back of a vehicle? That'd be pretty cool if it is. Because then in some ways, I know it's a bit of a workaround, but things like you could have a... what's that trailer called? Like the step deck. Put another vehicle on there with, say, a medium log trailer. And if you're allowed to pack it, you kind of turn the step deck into a medium log trailer. Which again, I know, yeah, you could just take a medium log trailer. But then, I don't know, you could winch one behind that. It might be able to fit 2 medium log trailers on a step deck. But it just opens up a whole nother option for just messing around and all the rest of it. So we'll see what works and what doesn't, but yeah, the more options, the better. I mean, this is one of the reasons I do quite like the loaf. Well, I mean, I love the loaf, let's be honest. But driving around all this time, like, I nearly rolled it back there, but as you can see, it kind of just rolled back to its wheels. Most other vehicles, I'd be probably willing to bet by now that I would have either crashed and rolled, or like that bit where I was squeezing through the trees that got pretty dense. Obviously, a truck would get stuck in there, etc. So, just when you come across all the different terrains, like, the loaf is the one that just keeps going through like every situation. The Dolphin would obviously be going quicker than I am now, etc. But like I said, that probably would have got stuck in the trees. Certain other vehicles would have probably tipped when I rolled, but not necessarily made it back to the wheels as frequently. And again, it could happen tonight. I could tip and I have to recover to the garage. I've genuinely only ever, as far as I can remember, when I've had to anyway, obviously I've recovered a loaf to the garage shitloads of times, but only twice when I've not wanted to, but I've had to because I've tipped and I can't get out of it or whatever. And again, the other thing is fuel. Obviously the Dolphin probably would have got nowhere near here with 200 litres. This thing just got here on, what did it have? So it got here on 66 litres. Which is like, from right here at the top, wasn't it? Or, oh no, bloody hell, over here. So it kind of got all the way down here, all the way across here, and start going back up the other side of the map on, say, 3/4 of a tank. And it's still got 120 litres with it and all sorts, so... It is a goddamn professional. Just in phase 5. Yeah, that's cool, man. Cheers for the information. That's that'll be cool when that happens. Dylan Collins, hi, how's it going, dude? Join us. Okay, just quickly get back to daylight. Pitbull dog. I want to try packing the long rear trailer on the P16 in phase 5 because you can do that on a real life truck. What's that? Sorry, the long rear trailer on the P16. Is that like? Oh, like, do you mean the long log trailer thing on the P16? Is that like the custom one? If so, I know what you mean. It's the real life one has it where it like folds up onto the back of it. I wish they would have something like that. I mean, they even had them on MudRunner, so they certainly are aware of them, and they clearly knew how to program them into the game, so I'm surprised they haven't made an appearance on this, especially the fact that the P16 literally has a little cutout above its roof where, like, the trailer would fold in half and kind of sit there. And on down there. It's a pretty nice house to own in somewhere like this. I think we're near enough got a lap of the map done now though. So we'll go and grab a truck. Oh yeah, I might have to just quickly load up to the menu and turn on the bloody money cheat. Let's have a quick look, I don't even know where I'm going at this point. Oh, so we have, yeah, near enough done a lap. Try and connect back on that highway thing. Go for a little zip down there. TMP 311, hello Lone Wolf, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. Feels like a nice bit to go rallying down. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty massive map though. Probably quite good though, like, if I get a little bit of progress tonight, sort of next week, could potentially do another live stream once I've kind of got more stuff and the whole map uncovered and everything. Does anyone else find the off-road trailers heavier, harder for some vehicles to pull? Yeah, I do believe they are. They possibly are made heavier, which it helps with them not tipping, but if you have like the less than strongest vehicles, yeah, they do struggle more, and in that, by then you'd potentially be better off with just the normal version of the trailers. But if you can get a vehicle that's strong enough to tow them, then again, like I say, they're just less likely to tip and everything, and they behave a little bit more. You notice with like just the in-game base trailers, especially if you go in like a bit faster, they kind of skid around and everything, like as if they've got no weight to them. I think adding the weight to them the way they have it helps with that a little bit, like, but again, yeah, the cost is they're heavier to drag along. Stop. Odd chance. This is like some weighing station. So the highway just ends then, I assume, like, yeah, into them tunnels, edge of the map. Pretty much. So that's basically the whole map then. You've sort of got, obviously, yeah, the highway running along the top and a little bit. Well, there's a decent enough road running down this edge of the map. Kind of like a deserty, big fat quarry thing going on down here. What's that vehicle we missed? Caterpillar CT680. And yeah, and then kind of back to, I assume, well, probably have to uncover the middle at some point, but yeah, that's what she said. Could go and grab that watchtower. Where does the road... Oh, did you come from that way? Yeah, probably. Well, I could just rally it off the mountain, but then we're not getting back. Well, not easily. I'll just recover it at that point, because there isn't any point in driving back. Let's have a little look. I'm going to risk it to just jump down here. If I roll, I'm going to recover. I'm not really going to count that as a having to recover the loaf, because I'm just being lazy at this point and I'm rallying it off the edge. It'd be cool, you know, if you could like attach a winch to this tree and extend the length of your winch. You could do it obviously like with the cranes, the way you can pull the crane length in and out and all that, but yeah, it'd just be cool if it'd let you do that. I mean, I'm gonna say he's usually pretty bloody good at getting back on his wheels. He is a goddamn professional for a reason. He was selected for his skills that pay the bills. Oh. This don't help. I need to be on the other side. Oh yeah, I just thought, I know what's gonna wreck it. I didn't put a snorkel on, did I? Damn. I'm not happy about it. I like his mushroom snorkel. I even think the mushroom snorkel sits a bit higher. What's this one called? Forged sheep. Like a piece of sheep. Right, let's get a truck. Oh yeah, wait, I'll quickly go back to the main menu, get this bloody money cheat on the go. Muddering a bit with a log in, they dropped the ball. Where's the medium log? Yeah, you're on about on like on this game they still haven't got. There's quite a lot of logging stuff I think they could do with adding. Eduardo, Nick S. It was again, if I had the snorkel on, I could have piece of piss got out of there because there was a little tree off to like a little bit in front to the right of me, so I could have winched to that. But yeah, I didn't put a snorkel on. Where's the money cheat? It's around here somewhere. That's the one. Oh, what's not letting me put? Not enough memory. Okay, well I'm gonna have to turn something off then. Turn the bear off because I think does actually use like a sizable amount. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, is it going to let me put this one on? Cool. Oh. Oh, I had it on. I think that was one of the like the newer mods I grabbed. Yeah, the IX5003. Don't know if it's any good, but we'll try it out. Goddamn professional. Just can't take the chin music. What's that? Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Will Scout Fuel Trailer replace Loaf on top of the Azov 5319 for you? Pack trailers? No. Oh, you're not about so you could pack a trailer on like the roof of the Dolphin as well. That's pretty cool. I still wouldn't replace it because the Loaf on top of that has got repair points. Like I said, it's a spare winch. It's another vehicle that if I did flip the Dolphin, I've got a chance of being able, like the Loaf, pretty likely as you can see, to land on its wheels, and then there's a chance I could flip the Dolphin back, etc. But that's still pretty cool. There's certainly times that I might pack then like a Scout trailer on the roof of the Dolphin and tow the Loaf behind me or something. And then that's just, yeah, even better, like it's more fuel and everything. Mudrunner had no medium cart for trucks. It was short logs like SnowRunner. Are you sure? Even the big E-Series truck? I thought on that Drown Lands map or whatever it was called that I had to deliver medium logs, and I did it with two, yeah, the E-Series or... But yeah, maybe the D-Series trucks and everything below that might have only been small, but then they also had like the foldable long trailer logs and all sorts. But yeah, I do think like they could do with a short trailer, a short log trailer, sorry, and like a medium log carriage, certainly on vehicles like, even if they didn't have it in Mudrunner, in SnowRunner they got vehicles like Bruce that is easily big enough. Yeah, easily big enough to like fit a medium log trailer on the back. That'll do. 10 million. What have we already got in here? Yeah, quite a few things. What do we want to try? Do you know what? I do like the old Navistar. A medium log carrier and crane combo for some trucks, example the Mustang pack. Yeah, true. Like that's it. It's like it's doable. And there's no harm in adding it. If it isn't what somebody wants, then obviously they just don't have to add it, but the option being there would be pretty cool. Level 14. Damn it. Then again, if there's a bit of highway going on, it shouldn't be the end of the world. There's no point, to be honest. I may as well just let the trailer store kind of equip it. Well, I know it's probably not going to be. I just want to double check. Yeah, they've still not added any exhausts. Will it have a star? Still going to be Stevie Wonder mode. Pack the fuel trailer on top of the loaf. Pack loaf on Azov. Yeah, exactly. That's more likely what I'll do, to be honest. That sounds right up my street. Oh yes, perfect idea. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. What was that? Task completed. 50 grand. Oh, now you give me 50 fucking grand. Now I've just gone and got 10 million. Right, well, I don't know. I don't even know how I completed that, but ta-da. Just order online. Oh crap, here we go. Not something a bit more. Could do this one. This is looking a little bit better. Bit of highway driving. Yeah, let's do that. So I need to drop the first stuff off oversized cargo 2. I think they're 4 slot, aren't they? And cargo containers are 2 slots, so it's going to be 6 and 8. Should be alright though with an 8 slot trailer, really, because it's sort of more free flowing highway driving. Russian trucks rules. For the most part, I agree. It makes me laugh every time. There's a few though, the American trucks that are pretty cool. Like this, I'd say, is one of them. Sadly though, not available to everybody, which I personally think they should just let everybody have it by now. I know it was a pre-release bonus, blah blah blah, but the game's been out for over a year. Just, yeah, I'm not going to cry if everybody gets it for free now. I got it a year ago, so paid for that little bonus before I turn around before I equip an 8 slot. I think they should add cargo slot for the loaf. So Bannon should be able to carry stuff. I see I just knocked a tree over there while I was reading that. Yeah, true. No, I agree. It's a goddamn outrage that they haven't added cargo capabilities for the loaf. I mean, I've clearly shown you can travel around with sideboard semi-trailers and all sorts. Wait, that's a step deck. May as well get this thing. So this will be the 2 oversized cargo. Doesn't help with a lamppost right in the middle. I mean, right on the corner of a sharp turn. Oh no, I don't even need to go that way. Oh, that's where I've got to drop it off. Oh yeah, that's where I've got to pick it up. Okay. It's quite funny being on a new map. I have absolutely no idea what the hell, or where the hell anything is, what the hell I'm doing. Like being a noob. Yeah, I could do with a low plate, couldn't I? Well, do you know what, we're coming back here in a minute. I'll just do this run and see what it's actually like. And we might have to get a goddamn horse. Would this be a good time to ask if I could borrow a quick £1,000,000? If I got 10 million. I'm sure I can spare one. Did you hear that, like, guy, well, you know, what's he called, Banksy, the artist guy that seems to appear in random places in England and spray paint stuff or whatever he does. He's painted a thing on the side of somebody's building. There's like a kid holding a crowbar or something, building a sandcastle. And yeah, obviously, because it's like famous artists and all that, the guy who owned the building was selling it. It was like an old furniture building or something, and he was selling it, but now that Banksy guy has sprayed the artwork on the side of the building. He's took it off the market because it's now like the artwork is worth more than the building. Which is pretty crazy, pretty lucky for him really. Imagine like, just hit the jackpot, probably just basically just got gifted like a multi-million-pound piece of artwork now, painted on the side of his building. So I assume he'll just sell. Yeah, the fact that the artwork kind of comes attached to a building. I think some of that Banksy's work has sold for like, didn't that one sell for 6 million that had a shredder secretly hidden in the base of it, and it shredded the painting or whatever just after it like sold at auction. So if you're talking in the millions, yeah, that guy's probably like just got 5 million for free. You'll probably sell the building for 6 or 7 million now instead of like $500,000 a million or something. Honk this thing, beast of a horn. It really isn't. It's the worst, one of the worst horns. Well, we didn't set that yet, but one day. Is it just me? Or maybe it is just me. It feels like it goes dark really quick on this map as well. Still a glitch in the matrix on that plane. It's quite cool. You see, if I was going to drive a lorry, if I had to drive a lorry in real life, I'd quite like to, yeah, nice wide open warehouse places like this is fine. Driving a truck in America is probably not as bad in a way. It's more in England, yeah, there's like a lot of just windy little country lanes, like that were roads that were made in the medieval times when there were like people riding around on horses. So can I break through that wall? No, I can't. So yeah, now when you get people trying to drive a truck down, I'm like, it just doesn't go well. Some towing platform that are coming in the next phase are cool, but it's not really creative. Modders done that first. Yeah, the modders have like been way ahead of the curve really compared to the devs themselves with what they release on this game. And like I said, you may as well add as much as you can. Now you've built the world. I mean, this map is a good example. It's like a highway hauling map. Almost get a bit of, I mean, loosely, don't like, but a bit of a GTA 5 feel on this with like the openness of the map and the highway sort of looping round a bit. And yeah, theoretically this would be a perfect example of a map that you could keep expanding on and adding more features. Like if you were going to kind of test pilot the introduction of other vehicles just within the world, driving around, this would be quite a good one to test that on and stuff. New York City billionaires, too wet, 121 stories looking over Central Park, condos, 60 million each. That's insane. 60 million. Like, for 1/10 of that, 6 million, I could easily retire now and like live off the interest. Probably less than 6 million, to be honest. But I wouldn't even touch the 6 million if I could live off like the interest. Well, again, probably 1 million and I could near enough live off the interest. Then again, for those people, I'm certainly not against people being allowed to get rich. Good for them. Just the fact that Elon Musk is a billionaire doesn't affect me or anything. Like, he doesn't cost me any money. But he didn't cost me any money with this. But I was going to say, the way he was fucking around with Bitcoin, sort of purposely kind of crashing that, I definitely don't agree with that stuff. But yeah, if you got 60 million, if I had 60 million, I'd probably, well, If I only had 60 million, I probably wouldn't be spending it all on a New York flashy apartment, but you know what I mean. If I was worth like 200 million, I'd probably be in the market for having a little look. Thing is, I've got to be honest, I wouldn't want to live in New York City. I wouldn't have wanted to live in New York City anyway because it's a dense city and that's just not really my thing. But even more so now that it's like defund the police and all the rest of it that's going on. Like, not a chance would I be spending £6, well, let alone 60 million. Again, sadly, this is the issue with the 8 slot. It just doesn't it doesn't work well on a lot of these maps. The fact that this is a highway design map, which is pretty open plan as far as SnowRunner maps go. But yeah, it just really isn't like look at it. This is what you spend more of your time doing with an 8 slot, is trying to unhook it off corners or lampposts, things like that. Just thinking about it, I wanted to tip. So if I reverse it wants to tip, but I can't go forward. So I can try and like wrench the truck forward. That's the thing though, because it's kind of clipping on the building, it's literally just locking in place. I don't really think any amount of winch strength would help a lot there. You just kind of have to keep, I don't know, fucking around like this. I will just go back to the 6 slot. You see there where I kind of bumped it and it skidded the back around, you just sort of need to keep doing that. But it's a bit of a pain. I certainly don't play this game to spend my night trying to unwedge a trailer. Which I've got to be honest, I thought this map, it is this way I've got to go, isn't it? I'm just, to be honest, I've not even looked and I'm just rambling away. It can't be this way, can it? Well, it wouldn't let me go round the other way, would it? No, it will. It's still an awkward sod though, for an 8 slot. Because I came in this way, didn't I? And I already got caught on that tree. If I've got to do like near enough a U-turn to get down this way. I might just abandon this trailer to be honest. Yeah, fuck it, I am. What's that? Something... Oh, Singapore sold for 150 million. That is insane. So, one sec, sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, 150 million. That is like just another world, another league. Well, then you think, imagine like the Queen lives in Buckingham Palace. It is apparently the most expensive private residence in the planet, and I believe, what did they say? If they were to sell Buckingham Palace for what it is, and the land obviously like in London, I think it might have got valued at 10 billion, I believe. And to be honest, as a bargain, if it was valued at 10 billion, if I was as rich as Jeff Bezos or whatever, or Elon Musk, and Buckingham Palace itself, the Queen's main residence, came up for sale, I'd buy it for 10 billion. You get your money back all day long. It's like literally the most prestigious house on the planet, near enough. I mean, that and the White House is about as high end as you're getting. And obviously the White House is like a government building, so kinda doesn't count. It's never going to be sold as a private residence or anything like that. Buckingham Palace is technically private residence. I might as well go stupid force on. I have to say, it's a little bit of a bad design choice. Maybe I've just got a bit of an unlucky mission, but a highway holding back, and then when you get to your destination, there's just ridiculous U-turns that you're going to get caught on a lot. Not that it bothers me, like I say, I'll use a 4-slot trailer, but that now still makes the 8-slot kind of useless. could get another truck. Do you know what? Probably could tow this one behind me. So what I would like to try is what was it called? That new Puppy Master truck. Penthouse on floor 41 looks down on the Chrysler building from the bedroom. It's pretty. I'm sure it'd be a very nice view. I'd like the view of, say, a skyscraper or whatever. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to living in a skyscraper. Just I wouldn't want to live in New York because it's a city. I wouldn't want to live in any city. Like I said, it's not specifically New York, but the whole situation going on there kind of adds to it. I would have even less desire. But yeah, any city really. Like, as mad as it sounds, a skyscraper that was slap bang in the middle of the countryside that had loads of land around it, that'd be perfect. I'd live in that one. There she is. Oh, I've got one of them as well. Pop one of them on the list. Now we're rich. If only it was that easy in real life. Just download a mod. Well, I remember years ago hearing about a guy in England that apparently he wrote like a program to hack people's bank accounts, but what he did was he obviously knew his shit, I'm assuming, if this is what he's able to do, but he basically got all like the richest people in England, probably not all of them, but you know what I mean, like had some high-end targets, selected all of them, and then each day this computer program thing he wrote would steal a penny out of their bank account each day, just 1 penny a day. But obviously I'm assuming he had thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands going. But long story short, these multi-millionaires and all the rest of it ain't even going to notice a penny going out their account. And they ain't even going to chase it. If they see it on their statement, you know, oh, you got a fee of a penny, they're not even going to complain about it, because it's the time taken to reclaim that penny isn't worth a penny to them, obviously. And yeah, and he left it running for years and years apparently, and he made like 30 odd million. He sort of got caught in the end because he just apparently left it running and never really stopped it because no one ever said anything. Which, when you think about it, is kind of a clever way to go around it, because I've got to be honest, particularly if I was a millionaire, if he had the ability to hack my bank account and only took 1 penny a day, I wouldn't be in a major rush to try and press charges against him or anything, because I'd kind of be like, well, I appreciate that you didn't just empty my bank account of, you know, 10 million and then run off to a different country where there's like no extradition or anything. So yeah, I wouldn't be that mad at him if he was only taking a penny a day. Aussie man, how about living? What do you mean, dude? These are some mad tyres. Probably try some of these. What's the next ones look like? Oh, OP. Yeah, let's get OP mode. Surprised it ain't got a full snorkel. It's looking like a bit of a beast off-road vehicle though. Pretty cool that it's got a crane, it's got the login stuff. Sideboard, some kind of car. Oh yes. And that's going to be full of loafs at some point. I probably won't do it tonight just because I won't put you through the pain of me loading like 15 loafs onto this thing, but it's definitely going to happen at some point. I'm sure I'll get the footage. I'll show you the end results of it. 5003 is great. Messing around with the ramps carrier add-on. Is this thing 5003? Oh yeah, it is, yeah. Oh yeah, colour. What do we got? I have to say, I do like the colours. I remember them on the Heavy Wrecker, they had some nice ones. Very nice. Red. So, I'm not sure. Can I pack cargo on this thing? Or is it only going to be vehicles? We'll find out in a minute. It's pretty, it's got some horses under the bonnet. How about living in a vertical? Oh, sorry, man, jumped up. In a vertical something. I don't know. And, I'm not sold on the idea yet. As soon as it's someone on YouTube was bought an old, like, nuclear missile silo. Obviously, minus the nuclear missile. It might not have been a nuclear missile, it might have just been some kind of big missile silo even. And yeah, I believe he's bought that and then kind of converting it. Oh yeah, shit, it's a trailer sort of on it. Oh yeah, we'll get a ramp flatbed while we're here. I'm hoping I can put cargo on this. It'd be pretty cool if it could. And the trailer is covered. Little journey first. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit on the smoky side. Got a bit of a Stevie Wonder vibe going on, but it sort of spreads it. It spreads it wide. She said. Definitely a drift machine, though. That's what I mean. I mean, for example, take this. It's clearly quicker than the Loaf, but the amount of times you're going to spend drifting at high speed and then correcting and all the rest of it, the Loaf would probably make it somewhere quicker. It is like the tortoise and the hare. Loaf's just medium speed, steady driving. See there, I was turning there and there's just no grip because I don't blame this vehicle, like I said, it's the characteristics of this game more than each individual vehicle's fault. I don't think any amount of grip and all the rest of it really makes much difference. Attempt number 2. In fact, let's just get a quick bit of daylight. Rest in peace, and the flatbed. We'll flip with this pulling it. Oh, what, once it's got cargo on? I'm hoping, though, that I can put cargo on this. And then I won't even need the ramp flatbed. I can see what you're saying, though. I could well imagine the ramp flatbed tipping. Pretty renowned for it. It's done it to me plenty of times before. I know it's not tipping at the minute, what I did there, but I was going to say, when there's no cargo on it, it's not ruthless. But yeah, when there is cargo on it, probably won't take long. Oh yes. This one I need to see. Get 2 of them. Nope. Did need a cargo container though, didn't we? Shame you can't load it on the bottom one. But it's still pretty cool that... It would be nice though, because in theory I reckon I could fit 2 cargo containers in the middle bit there, and then that would actually be everything I need. It's just not offering me. Oh well. But still, at least it lets you have it along the top to start. So is there any... use a car hauler. Let's have a look what... Hang on. Maybe ramp? Oh yeah, that's that. Lower rear ramps, upper deck, upper rear ramps, upper deck. Pressing the buttons, nothing's going on. Lower deck. Yep, something happened. It's just not unless my down button, I don't know, because that's working. It seems a little bit iffy with the controls. I'll ignore them. Be a bit gentle on the old accelerator, that dead behind me. So how many slots? It must be 7 then on the top roof, because the oversized cargo's 4, the cargo container's 2, and it wouldn't let me put one more on, so that must just be a single slot left at the back. 7's pretty decent though, with a ramp up there, that's 11. thing really doesn't steer though. Like, it steers very well, but once you go in anywhere near, like even medium speed, it just doesn't grip. Yes, 7 slots. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Those wheels are made of steel. I must admit, they look like a bit rusty and weird in the picture. I don't know if you can really tell, but I don't know. When I was equipping them, they looked like they had rust on them. Cargo only works with upper deck on lowest height unless you do not mind some glitches. I'll probably just, yeah, I can always nip that. What have I got to get? Another 2, whatchamacallits, cargo containers. It's nice that it's got that rear steer though. Can it make it? Like that. Pecking order of vehicles. Yeah, getting the bloody 8 slot down here would have been an absolute nightmare. Don't do it. What a tosser. So now I can't even count that one. What a dick. Well, there is... I have options. Oh well. If it didn't clip the fucking trailer like that, we did. Forget it. I was going to get a loaf. I could have flicked that container back up onto the trailer, but I can't even be arsed repositioning it now. Get out of the way. Well, yeah, the turning circle is bloody good. I'll give it that. For the size of the thing, anyway. But yeah, now look, it's just drifting around. I do like a bit of drifting, like I've said, but it ain't. When you're trying to actually get stuff done, it ain't what you want to be going on. And now I was steering for the last 3 seconds there, and it didn't even remotely start to turn. Sarah Smith, that's some Mad Max shit. Yeah, but we've got steel tyres. So is that from something in real life then, like, that has steel tyres like this? I mean, to be fair, I will say I did purposely kind of put the OP engine and everything in this vehicle, so it's not like it has to behave like this. I'm sure I could just go back to the garage and put a bit more of a normal engine in and probably a normal gearbox, whatever, make it go a little bit more rationally. Well, I would need really another one of those bloody oversized cars. But I have got one there. I could just get a crane. Yeah, I do quite like this truck though, so it'll come in handy on certain things. Like I said, I probably would put a lesser engine in it, just because it sort of creates more hassle than it's worth, really. Like now, I just have to keep feathering the throttle. It's too quick for its own good. Oh, they've not even got a autonomous. No, well, that's that one gone then. Let's have a look if it's even got the option. The extreme offline, I think that is... I think it is, isn't it? The offline. Well, neither of those two are autonomous. Find out in a sec, so I should be able to tip it. Oh, well, just typical. Keep updating SnowRunner and you keep getting content like a year, so... I think, well, if they've got obviously this season 2 thing, then they should be updating this game for, yeah, roughly another year. Well, maybe a little less than a year now. But yeah, they could do a hurrying up and getting that Phase 5 kind of released, because I think a lot of people are kind of just sort of, yeah, sitting around waiting. I don't know why I keep heading to that. trailer store. I keep thinking it's something else, but I don't even know what. I've seen, yes, packing scout sideways in the train. I fit 10 Don 71s, but only 2 sideways high. Is that on this thing? Tuppy said that this mod will have updates, maybe change the steering. The steering's quite nice. It's like I said, I don't really blame this vehicle specifically. It's just the fact that I've put the OP engine on. In fact, I suppose really just quickly, I'll recover it. Let's put a bit more of a normal engine in and see how it behaves. Because like I said, it's just the mechanics of the game kind of start to break down at high speeds. Yeah, SE, it's special edition, so it's not OP. It was V vanilla, wasn't it? Diesel starter kit. That just sounds shit, doesn't it? Let's just put a high range gearbox then, because we kind of know the speeds roughly that achieves. Yeah, that's a lot more like sane at this speed anyway. And I'm squeezing the throttle flat out and it's kind of like... yeah, still got steering input and everything. I think like the understeering at high speed, I think because it's got so many, like a big bank of tyres, there's not a lot of weight on each given tyre. Like if you could remove 2 of the front axles, not that I would, but I'm just saying in context of like trying to steer at high speed in this game. Yeah, it kind of understeers because there's no one tyre is really solidly planted into the ground because there's just so many other tyres nearby that are also sharing the load. Bradley G headed to recover the Zix with a Warthog and Khan Sentinel. What are my odds? What is it? A Zix? What I actually mean Zix. Oh yeah, a Warthog and a Khan Sentinel. Kind of medium-ish. It's more... you won't necessarily not be able to get there. There's a few bits of like death snow that will make you go horrifically slow, even in like the Warthog and the Khan Sentinel. Make you go horrifically slow in just about everything. As long as you can reach stuff with your winch, then yeah, you should be alright. Like I'd definitely say the Tatrin wasn't a bad one to take, because it does grip and do pretty well in some of the sort of pretty rough areas. But yeah, I think you could do it. It's doable. Change your tyres. True, I could have a look at them, but these tyres were OP. They should be dialed up on all the grip stats. So I don't know how much difference it may be. You can see, because like the engines are more just normal, like within the realm of reality kind of power, then it's not going like a maniac so much anymore. The whole, like, you know, the bank of tyres at the front that kind of share the load and they don't have as much grip because of that. Kind of a characteristic in this game of vehicles with large bunches of wheels. Bruce can get like it a little bit. Sometimes, like Bruce is in the advanced special gearbox though, so he kind of goes quite slow anyway. So you don't really notice it that much for Bruce. Probably do with a tad more weight low down just to make it less eager to flip. best off just sticking the handbrake on and not trying to steer. Just let it skid until it near enough stops. Something with a crane is what I need. Those are the best tyres for traction, it's just game mechanics. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, that's why I don't sort of blame it on the vehicle itself, it's just, yeah, the character of the game. So let's get one of these little beasts. I do quite like this thing, the tampon or whatever the hell it's called. Oh yeah, I suppose probably get a juicy engine for it would be nice. Chain looked pretty good on this one. Extra long, she likes a bit of that. Oh yeah, we've already got a crane, let's go. Oh. A bit of daylight. Played 95% of this game without the tattering, just not useful to me and not fast enough. Yeah, same here to be honest, dude. There's certain situations where it's a great vehicle to choose, but yeah, it's the slowness of it that kills it for me as well. I can't handle the, yeah, the maximum distance I can cover in a minute is just not a lot because it's too slow. But on the odd occasion where you do get it to where near where you want to be, and it's some serious off-roading is needed, and speed isn't really going to matter either way, then it's quite handy for that. But by now they should make it go faster because it's just, I don't know, the fact that it can't even carry cargo and all that anyway, so it sort of seems like they nerfed it, but more than they needed to. Crash into it. Sort of more nudges that out of the way. Definitely is slightly on the lighter side. Can't really complain, it went about as well as it's gonna. Was that just refusing it then? No cargo to load. Not sure why it's doing that. Is it because it's at the back of the vehicle? Try moving it forward quickly with a crane. I've got super grip on that bit. See if that makes any difference. If it does or doesn't, I don't know if that's the truck causing it or the like this map sort of the cargo management bit itself. No cargo. Attaching is perfectly fine, just slow. Yeah, pretty much, and that's it. It's the slowness that does kill it for me. Find out in a minute what it is. I think it's the truck. It was accepting. It accept the other cargo and that off the same truck, so. So yeah, I think, well, clearly it couldn't be the truck because it's doing it with this now. So it's just not accepting that for some reason. Maybe it's that specific piece of cargo, I don't know, I'm kind of curious now. Well, fuck you. JB attachments perfection. Yeah, true. On the mods, like I have got that one and kept it. That's pretty decent. Cargo is there. I don't know. Honestly, don't know what's going on with that. I'm just going to quickly fly back in, grab one more oversized cargo. I really don't think it is the case, because I thought I grabbed both oversized cargo at the same time and it accepted one of them. But could that be drilling equipment in that? But like I said, I'm pretty certain I grabbed both oversized cargo, so if it accepted one, there's no way I equipped one oversized cargo and one drilling equipment. So I'm not too sure, I just want to sort of find out myself, that's why I'm going to quickly grab one more and see. But we definitely know it isn't this truck, because it just did it with that tampon thing as well. JBE J-Boosted mod. They are pretty good mods. Worth getting. See, I just don't know if I clicked that one. Is there any visual difference? Really? Grabbed 3 cargo containers, no oversized. I think when I first did the run, I did what was it, an oversized on this truck and 1 cargo container on this truck, and then on the ramp flatbed I had another oversized cargo, because then I had to come back and get 2 normal cargo containers. I'm not sure if there's a way to check if it's oversized cargo or drilling equipment. To be honest, maybe it's the size of the tyre. I've got a normal high range here. I was just going to say, even back there, I was only in 4th gear. Like, this thing, the gearing's longer than it needs to be. I was only in 6th gear there, and it's already getting to the point where it's drifting around like a madman, so I don't even need 7th and 8th in terms of, like, yeah, the ratios of the gearing. It'd be better if I probably put an off-road in it, maybe. I think we picked up drilling equipment. Maybe, that's the only other thing I can think that's why I just wanted to grab this quickly. I don't know if there's a way I can check if it's drilling equipment or not. They both look identical. But it probably is then, that's what I'm going to go with. Stage. Oh. No, well, to be honest, I can't be arsed. I'm not going to keep driving back to the same place over and over and over. Go and find something else to do. Like I say, tonight's live stream ain't going to be too long either, because, yeah, just sort of messing around on this, but I'm still going to do another mission or two. I don't know what to do, though. What we got in the way of contracts? Don't want anything too big, though. That's what she said. Yeah, these are all going to be like absolute monsters, aren't they? Oh, so it was a weighing station. Ooh, so you just got to deliver both of them. Does that mean like I've got to put it on a trailer or tow it or something? We could go and have a look. Shouldn't be too bad to get down there. Probably won't go along the bottom, I'll probably come back around this way. So, what vehicle do we want to do that in then? You'd think, yeah. I'll try, we'll go this way. I'm hoping there's like, I can eventually connect to there. Down there. Oh no. Oh, I probably just want to go straight over that actually. We'll have a look. Do I take Kenny though? Or not Kenny? Whatever the hell I'm in now. Let's look what else I've got in the old truck store. I did turn some mods on, but not loads. The iceberg would certainly be a pretty beastie hauling machine. Torque monster. That's what I want to read when I'm buying an engine. Put a little crane on this as well, a little KRS Bandit crane, yeah. So, you know he's going in that sideboard. Can we rally the loaf in there? Let's have a look at this little ramp. This thing might still be too tall, to be honest. Yeah. Hi guys, hey Mr. Lone Wolf. It's oh sorry, I've seen AKA Bobby, but I missed the rest. Sorry, dude. Oh yeah, loaf. Hey, where is he? I only bought one, didn't I? That's a criminally low amount of loaves. Where's he got to? Not happy about that shitty snorkel, though. I want a mushroom snorkel. could go left here, I've just seen it would be a quicker way, but can't be asked. Manually deleting these markers, so go the slightly longer way. So you can see this thing at max speed. This thing is geared a little bit, say, better and shorter than that thing I was just driving. But yeah, even at the high end with this, it starts drifting around a little bit. What I like about this though is the steering. Like, you got a little bit of articulation, a bit of rear steer, and a bit of normal steering. It's definitely meaty enough to knock the trees down, but it'll let you. I probably can't knock these ones down. You beast. And we're gone. Good though, should be able to just drive up the river. I mean, that's a goddamn professional way to swung around. Not sure if I can ever get out of this river bit, but we'll find out. Something contract on Wisconsin being started, which I can try it with every vehicle. Yeah, I know, well, I've said it before, but yeah, I'll say it again. They need to have an option where we can just restart all the missions. I heard some about some new Game Plus, but I can't remember what the finer details of that were about. Sounds like a job for the life. It usually is. Well, I didn't try, to be honest, but I'd be willing to bet money I could have started the loaf up when he fell to the bottom of that river. So if you don't start, you ain't turning the key out or nothing. It's all. See how well this thing's weighted and that as well, the iceberg, like. Even bumping over these rocks, it's not trying to tip over or anything, it's close there. Looking at that. I was going to say, I don't think it's the rocks it's struggling, I think it's this current. Oh, there is a road going there. Let's see where we are anyway. Well, probably, I don't know, yeah, that's a bit steep. I was going to say I could just try and drive like straight up, but it's probably not going to happen. Got to be honest, can't really be bothered driving all the way down here and round. What else we got? If that's a road there, it's got to arc round to there, surely. It's like absolutely perfect where it's gone dark and you can't tell. I could try and go this way and see if I can get up there. Let's do it. KRS Bandit needs to be added to more base game through. It does, it's like the only decent little crane basically. Always lifts the load like hassle free. Which the little cranes used to do. We'll just keep making them worse and worse for some reason. Don't really know why, but doesn't really break the game, making a crane do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, like if I was driving the same, say I was coming down the river though with a current going with me, I believe this thing would just be driving down here pretty bloody easily. I think it is just the sort of the force of the river is actually quite strong on this game in general. Really? Well, it doesn't matter, this thing's got an auto winch, but it was a little bit easy to tip. Could I? That's not worth it. I've got a crane. Very lean, yeah, it does lean quite a lot to be fair. A bit more than it sort of looked. Surprise me if I tip again. I really do with not being yet in this current. I think this was like the thumbnail, to be honest, of the map. I remember seeing this little dam bridge thing. Just reel them in. The question is, can we get up there? I reckon we can. It doesn't look that steep from like just approaching it, and then when you move the camera around it's like that. It's a bit hectic. I'll just send the loaf. A bit more mountain after this actually. I thought this was near enough the top, but a bit more to go. I was going to say, if you want to be a cliff, just be a cliff. It's going to change the loaf. Should be alright. I'm not winched to anything, am I? Why am I, like, locked in place? What's going on with that? An invisible wall. Don't know what's going on. I'm sort of stuck, but I don't know why. I think it is an invisible wall, or... bit of a loop, isn't it? Goddamn horse. Don't worry about invisible barriers. Gotta be honest though. Wouldn't be my first choice for towing a Cat 745C. I honestly don't know why this is stuck. But it is. Oh, so I was right, there is a little road leading around there. Stole fractions of pennies, what's that to do with? I think your iceberg glitched into that tree. It could have, maybe. It does appear that I was, like, yeah, hooked on something. I thought maybe there was an invisible wall in front, but when the load made it through, clearly there wasn't. Well, if there was, clearly it wasn't load-proof. Overall, I quite like this map. I wish they'd give us more save slots still, because, again, if I now wanted to try any other map, I'd have to delete this playthrough, etc. They need like 10 save slots. As far as I'm aware, I don't know why they can't do that. Surely it's my PlayStation's memory that will have to cater to that. It's not like they're going to have to, I don't know, give away free memory cards with the game. Well, it was a bit of an alternate route, didn't really plan on flying up a mountain, but all things considered, went pretty well, we made it out of there. It's never a bad one if you don't have to recover. Seriously impressed with these Warthog and Sentinel. I took a different route. Yeah, I'll be honest, I've not really used the Sentinel much. I've not used the Warthog a hell of a lot either, to be fair, but I have used the Warthog more than the Sentinel. The Sentinel seemed alright. I mean, I did it on the review video. For a scout and everything, it seemed pretty decent. Yeah, it's like, used barely any fuel the whole way. Not greedy. Fuel prices fly up. They fill the lake. I wonder if they will fly up now as well, especially what's going on in Afghanistan. That's definitely top 10 major fuck-ups. Afghanistan. It's not looking good for Biden. It's not looking good for Afghanistan. Is this one of those like flexible bridges? Yeah, it sort of bends a bit if you're driving over it. Help if I could drive, of course, but still, looks pretty good. Nice little bit of detail. Anyone I've seen so far, I cut around the watchtower by the wooden bridge that's already built. Is that where you actually get to the Zix itself? I believe a few people said to me to go around that way, because I kind of went what is apparently a bit of an awkward way, kind of over a rock. Sentinel over. We got the job done. See, this almost, that kind of section there, and I suppose the south of this map in general, almost could have a bit of an Australian feel to it, I reckon. It's got that kind of dusty, sandiness going on. I suppose various places in Australia as well have got like long straight highways, just because the way the country is. Yeah, this is sort of ballpark what I had in mind for, like I said when I've said before, an Australian region would be pretty cool. It's, yeah, it's not a million miles away from what I was kind of imagining. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume I can't drive them. Gotta check, but yeah, I think I would be able to. Did that have a winch point then on the I'll check it in a minute. I couldn't tell then if the that Cat 770G had like a winch point on it, you know, in like the middle of the roof, like I'm doing with a loaf now. Or if it was just, yeah, no, it was just those bottom winch point. I just had it at an angle where it looked like it was like on the roof in the middle. What one are we going to tow first? Well, I'm probably only going to tow one of them tonight, to be honest. I reckon I'm going to do the Cat 745C. Articulation gang. And loaf, of course. Probably has the ability to articulate. Just doesn't feel like sharing it with us right now. I respect it. Which way I'm driving, but we'll figure it out. Engine's broken. Is that right? Is that right? And then reverses into it. I was going to say I used a lot of the points fixing the. See, this is where. If I could split the points, I could say give the engine 50, the gas tank doesn't. I'd need to give the gas tank like 1 point. I could fix 4 wheels. It's probably not worth it though. I can only fix the gas tank or the engine because I can't split the points. I think it does, but does this have any? Yeah, no repairs. No, I'll just tow it then. It doesn't really matter, but I was gonna obviously fix the engine and just have it running along behind me. Fortunately, like the iceberg is a hauling machine, so it ain't really gonna make much difference. I think Australia has the longest straight road, something like 95 miles. I think, to be honest, I think it'll be more than that. Unless that's like absolute arrow straight. Who was it? The comedian, Ross Noble. I believe he was in Australia and he drove from, I think, the west to the east or whatever. So probably from like, what would it be, Perth to, say, Melbourne or whatever, and I'm sure he said on the sat-nav, it said something ridiculous like, in 3 days, turn left. And it was just like, yeah, 3 days of like 2,000 miles of pretty much straight driving. Like I said, there probably is a little kink and bend in the road, maybe, like you say, with the 95 miles, that's probably absolute straight, which would be pretty cool. Pretty nice road to drop the hammer on. Yeah, I need to repack the load in a second. I assume that'll be part of the contract, probably rebuilding all this place. Again, it's a pretty cool map, I'm happy to mess around on this. Oh yeah, it's that weighing station. Check I am roughly going the right way. No, I'm not. It's a bloody good job I checked. So we'll swing around. I was going to say, that's not the weighing station, was it? Or was it? Where did I jump off? No, I thought the weighing station was, yeah, up here. Did I just not select the mission, maybe? Oh, that could be it. Yeah, okay. No point in dicking around with all that road going around there. I may as well go along here. Connect on there, and then yeah, that'll do. Plot of Superman 3, supercomputer built. Oh, that stole fractions of a credit, cent, sorry, off every transaction on the stock market. Oh, was it? That's pretty crazy. The story I read about that guy doing it was like years ago as well. Probably, I don't know. Kind of feel like I probably read about it when I was like early 20s. I'm sort of early 30s now, so 10, 11 years ago or something. Maybe more than that, like. That's pretty funny, though. I mean, you got to think, like, when you hear about all the scams and things people do, obviously that you only hear really about the ones where people get caught, the successful ones, for obvious reasons. Don't say jack shit about it and get away with it. Well, I bet there's some pretty crazy stories out there. Stuff people have got away with that's like insane, but they just got away with it. Heard about that woman recently. Was she in a jewellery? I think she worked in a jewellery store, or she might have gone there just pretending to be a customer. But would she swap in the jewels with like just beads or whatever, you know, just cheap stuff that looked the same, made to look identical, and yeah. It's funny though, it just goes straight. That's why to me, like, buying diamonds and all that would never interest me anyway, because even if you see a big wedding ring with a big diamond on it, it's like, it could just as easily be a cut piece of glass that costs 10 quid. Obviously, as far as like you could scratch glass with a real diamond, you couldn't with glass, but who cares? Like the fact that you can't even tell the difference. I just don't really see the point. Plus, a bit of conspiracy stuff, but yeah, De Beers, the company, or however you want to pronounce it, that pretty much run like 95% of the world diamond trade. You kind of see a bit of what they do on Blood Diamond, where obviously there's that massive diamond on the film, and when they buy it off him, they just stick that giant diamond in a vault, and that's what again, they'll be called conspiracy theorists, but I don't really think it is. They are conspiracy theorists. I think they're correct, it's just because no one wants them to be correct. They're labelled conspiracy theorists, which is the case in quite a lot of things, but yeah, like, De Beers, the company, buy all the diamonds up, and then put them in vaults, and they artificially make them rare, so then obviously they can sell diamonds for, you know, get one on a wedding ring for $5 grand, all the rest of it. And that's another thing, yeah, wedding rings weren't a thing, like, years ago. I think it was around the time of the war or something that they just started doing adverts and that, and, you know, advertisements saying, oh, I'll get your wife a diamond for the wedding ring, and then it just became like a thing now. What's this way? I want to go on it here. But yeah, I don't believe diamonds are as rare as they make out. It's just, yeah, the company that runs 95% of the diamond trade can artificially make them as rare as they like just by not releasing as many. And yeah, so the conspiracy goes, they've just got big diamond vaults that are filled with diamonds that are, you know, many are a lot bigger than what are on sale now and all sorts, but yeah, like you say, they just very slowly leak them. Keep the value insane. Watch the film Office Space, has a similar plot. What is that, with the money as well? It must be like a pretty common thing then. I've never heard about anything else, I only remember that guy just stuck in my head. But yeah, it seemed quite a clever thing to, yeah, like, only steal a penny off people. He didn't get greedy about it in that sense, and I think he made like 30 million or something, again, because he just left it running for years, because it just was working. I don't know what happens when it comes to getting charged for a crime like that. Like, would each individual millionaire have to press charges, or would they just get generally done for, like, robbing 30 odd million? It could have been 30, I can't remember, it was just sort of plucking it. I remember it was like tens of millions, though, that he made doing it. Well, I say he made doing it, I believe he got a few million off it or something, and I think that's what he kind of took out and lived on, but he just left the thing running. I'm sure it had racked up like 30 million in this account, but he'd never touched the account after he'd got his little slice that he wanted. Something like that, anyway. It's a good job we have got the iceberg, because this cat is a fat old thing to tow. This iceberg's making it look not that bad, but yeah. I've had like a Tiger now, it would not be going well. Tiger in that truck and thing. Modern stock markets have encryption to prevent that. Do you know though, with modern stock markets, 75% of the trades that are going on right now, every second, are done by computer algorithms that buy and sell and all sorts. Like, it literally, for 3/4 of the deals that go on the stock market. And when I say computer algorithms, not like some rich hedge fund company owns it and they're just letting the computer buy and sell for them. I'm talking a computer system has been written to trade the stock market. I think part of it is to keep a bit of like randomness in it, but yeah, a lot of what's going on is like there is never any human interaction with the purchase or the sale of stocks. It's just a computer algorithm that's buying and selling off itself, and, you know, just buy off humans sometimes and all sorts. But it's to kind of like, I believe as well, just, you know, have a constant thing going on in the stock market, like it's constantly, things are being bought and sold and all sorts, prices are fluctuating. Crazy. I've been thinking that this whole time, Mark. Sorry, I might have missed. Ask your fiance if she cares if it's a diamond or a cubic zirconium. True. Thing is, strictly speaking, would they know? If you, like, how many of you, if you bought your fiance, wife, whatever, a ring, and it looked like, I mean, okay, don't take the piss with the size of the cut glass, because they're going to be like, well, that's either a 50 grand diamond or a piece of glass, but you know what I mean, if you just bought your wife, whatever, a ring, and it had what looked like a diamond, but it was a piece of glass, how would they ever know? I'm not saying to do that, but I'm just saying if I was a woman, then I don't know. The idea of a diamond ring doesn't really float my boat, because I could just have a cut glass ring for 100th of the cost or 1,000th of the cost or whatever, and it'd look identical. And given that half the point of owning a diamond, just for the sakes of owning it, it's not like you're ever going to use it to cut glass and all the rest of it, so yeah. I mean, strictly speaking, I'd rather have a piece of cut glass over a diamond, just because if you ever lost the ring, or the diamond came off, I'd rather it be like a 50 quid piece of glass that fell off, not a 50 grand diamond. Well, I suppose we could go for a little lap down there again while I'm rambling. It went pretty well the first time. That's why you don't hear anything about stockbrokers anymore. Yeah, true. I mean, I think as well, like, to a degree, stockbrokers have been not fully replaced. There's still certainly be companies out there that do it, but you know, I can download an app now and buy my own stocks and shares. Back in the day, you often had a stockbroker and you'd sort of have to write to them, and then they would buy the shares on your behalf and so on. But yeah, a lot of it is genuine. Like, I was pretty surprised when I read it. It's like, it's just a computer that's, well, there's probably more than one computer, but you know what I mean? It's just a computer algorithm that's doing, like, the vast majority, like, millions of trades and sales and etc. every second. And it's not necessarily trying to lose money or make money, I don't believe. Like, it's not, you know, set to only buy things when it thinks they're low and all the rest of it. It's not built to try and stay ahead of the competition as such. It's just, I think the main purpose, like I said, is just to always have like a certain level of activity going on the stock market. Like, even if everyone's asleep or yeah, whatever, if something crazy like 9/11 happens that particular day, you know, a lot of people would have stopped doing what they're doing and they're like watching the news and all sorts. It's like that computer would still be ticking along in the background, just buying and selling stuff. Pretty crazy as well. I was reading, like, with that Afghanistan thing, how something like, I think it could have been up to 2 trillion in weapons and equipment that Biden pretty much left in Afghanistan, and the Taliban have got it now. Like, they've got like Black Hawk helicopters now, all sorts of shit. It's pretty crazy when you think, bear in mind, Biden would like to take your guns off you, but he just gave the Taliban, who are essentially professional terrorists, more weapons than they could possibly dream of. And yeah, give them more equipment, all the rest of it. The crazy corrupt way the world works, the military-industrial complex, now you'll get billed as a taxpayer to replace all that equipment and have it back in storage in America. And yeah, it'll be like a $2 trillion check getting written for the military-industrial complex. Which is sad. That's a lot of the reason. Like, if any of you've seen Lord of War, for example, the film where, like, that guy obviously deals in selling arms, but you've got that scene there where they kind of, like, there's just guns stacked in piles to where they're selling it by the kilogram. Like, you literally load up a pallet full of guns, and whatever it weighs, they'll just sell it you in the weight. And that was guns, like, that might have been back in the Gulf War or something, that the Americans left behind. And the American army and that tried to sort of say, oh, it's, we left it behind because it's cheaper to leave it than to pay to transport it home. But really, when you think about it, it's like, that's complete bullshit. it cannot be cheaper to build a new gun than it is to just ship millions of them home on like one ship or whatever. Like, that can't be possible. If it's cheaper, if I can order things for 30p or a quid and they get delivered from China and have to travel on a boat all the way from China and all, yeah, it's total bollocks, but they leave all that stuff behind because then, again, the military-industrial complex that build weapons can sell a load more to America and so on. And when you look into it, a lot of like ex-presidents, etc. own significant holdings in the military-industrial complex. So it's win-win for them. It's just the taxpayer gets the bill. It's not just America doing it, but they're a pretty big fat shining example right now since they just left up to $2,000 billion worth of stuff in the desert for a bunch of terrorists to use. Until she gets pissed at you and takes it to a jeweler. That's the thing, but that's the crazy thing, like, a woman would get mad when they realise that you give them a piece of glass and not a diamond. But again, it's like, I don't know, what's the difference? It'd be like, I don't know, if I had a knife and fork, and it turns out it's not real silver, I don't give a shit. Well, I can cut my dinner and eat it. That's the only purpose a knife and fork serve to me. I don't really give a rat's ass what it's made from. Well, I suppose again it'd be like a fake, I don't know, what are those fancy handbags, Gucci or something, a Gucci handbag. Got on a fake Gucci. I could see him being a bit more pissed off at a fake Gucci, because that's kind of got more purpose to it being a real high quality made product. But yeah, a diamond that's just 50 grand, all it does is sit on a ring all day long and does nothing other than be see-through. Like, hell no, I ain't splashing out for that. Reddit was 83 million equipment left. I don't know, but I'd say it'd probably be more than that, because I heard there was Black Hawk helicopters left and all sorts, which, I don't know, ain't going to be many Black Hawk helicopters to rack up 83 million. I think 2 trillion, to be honest, is like, it's talking about total equipment. So they probably, to be fair, didn't leave 2 trillions worth. I think that's the equipment that they bought and took to Afghanistan, so I don't know how much of it they took out. But then they said they spent like another, was it 4.5 or 6.5 trillion on something else. I mean, long story short, I do believe in the long run, America is like, yeah, it's not your country, and I don't know, like, as bad as it is for Afghanistan at the minute, I'm sorry, but it's like, you got to stand up and fight. You've got terrorists in your country, fucking sort your country out. Like, we've all been through that shit. England had it and whatever in World War II, you know, we could have just ignored everything, but eventually Germany would have come knocking. Well, they did really, they were firing V1 rockets and V2 rockets at us and trying to invade us and all sorts, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it would have been nice for us to just sit back and let someone else deal with it, but we had to man up. We're still paying debts off now that we racked up in World War II, so it cost us, but we had to do it. And it's a good job we did, and we have a better country and life overall because we did. So same with Afghanistan, it's like, you got to step up and sort the Taliban out. There's more of you than there is Taliban, so some of them are obviously going to die along the way, and that's incredibly sad, but I don't know. I'm not going to go over there and die for them on their behalf, if you know what I mean. Not to be harsh, but I'm here to die for my country. But it could have been handled way better, like how Biden really pulled out of America. The sad thing is, I think Trump had a plan for a more gradual pull out of Afghanistan, but they didn't want to go with his plan because Trump made it. Which is just completely petty and pathetic, if you know what I mean. Like, this is people running countries, the most powerful countries on the planet, And they're like a little kid, but like, oh no, we're not using that plan because Trump made it and we don't like him, and it's like, fucking hell. You guys shouldn't... Biden, quite frankly, couldn't run a bank, never mind a country, so, yeah. None of them, they're all too spoilt and they just inherit power and wealth and share it around among themselves, like, they ain't... They shouldn't be anywhere near power. New map, yeah, it is, dude. It's well, yeah, it's pretty new anyway. Like, it's I believe it's called Rutland Highway Hauling Map. But I changed the sort of how it orders it with like the release date. So it showed me obviously page 1 was like the newest stuff, and I'm sure this came up on page 1 or 2 for me. So it's got to be pretty bloody new. Stuff I only downloaded a few weeks ago was on like page 7 and 8 and that, so yeah, it's got to be, I don't know, a week or 2 old max, I would have thought. And it seems pretty cool to me. I've got to say, I quite like the map. There ain't a whole lot of like muddy sections where you're going to be going 1 mile an hour, which is fine by me. I was going to say, I'm pretty certain I've just realised as I'm going along I've gone the wrong way again. Question is, can we rally over there? We'll find out. Why is the fuel usage so much lower on the Zix? The new Paystar drinks. Yeah, I mean it is. They just have odd fuel usages. If you actually compared some of the trucks in real life, like yeah, some get punished more severely on this game than they probably should. I mean, obviously, fuel usage anyway is quicker on this game. What it says per minute, I reckon as a rough guide in real life, it'd probably be per hour it would use that. I mean, obviously, like, hours have been accelerated into minutes on this game. Bloody soft. So it's not a loaf I'm worried about, it's the Cat 770G I don't want. Why is it not letting me move the winch point? Is it just my remote being a dick? Give it a little smack, bit of extended warranty. Actually, I have no idea, it's just not letting me change the winch point manually. Oh, maybe there was a winch already connected. Maybe I was still connected to the Cat. Should be alright for fuel, but I might need a bit off the loaf. Got a bit of light going on. Right, which way am I heading? This way, good. But yeah, I just quite like this map. That there's plenty of maps that have catered to the whole, you know, boggy mud, going 1 mile an hour, sit there squeezing the throttle. This is one of those maps that you can go fast, but it's more the terrain itself that's going to tip you over, or you're gonna have a crash or whatever, which yeah, it's cool. I think overall they could put a bit more of that in the game without ruining the feel of the game. Like now it's sort of, yeah, more climbing obstacles and all that sort of stuff instead of just a relatively flat map, but it's got a lot of boggy mud. I reckon this will get up there, but it's, I might need to disconnect the winch for a second. So just hoover this thing a bit closer. One day it'll prioritise vehicles. over a shrub that's like 1 foot away from the vehicle. Still waiting for a kitty face reveal. True, I've still got to get a camera on that first, but one day, well, I could put a picture of him on the, what's it called, like the community tab. But yeah, one day I will get, I will get a camera and Scruff, he can be first dibs on face reveals. He can be the little guinea pig. Welcome to Appalachia. I've got to see if there's any news about the what's that, Coldor or Dixie fires. What's that? I don't know, I've heard about either of them. Is that Dixie fires? Is that like more sort of forest fires or whatever going on? See, again, in England, we're pretty lucky as far as that goes. We have had wildfires, but they're not on an insane scale. I mean, to be fair, they were still, if you live, you know, in the area it was happening, it's going to basically be just as bad, but just, yeah, crazy stuff doesn't really happen here on a scale that it does in most of the countries. Two huge fires in California, where is that? California seems to be getting quite a lot of wildfires recently, but I believe California is one of those places that environmental friendly stupidity made them stop like backburning things and sort of keeping the upkeep of the forests a bit more tidy, so that when a fire happens it doesn't spread like an absolute maniac. Pretty bad. I heard the other day that was it was a Russian plane. Were they doing the Turkish wildfires, and it, after it dumped the water, it just started veering to the left and smashed into the mountain, which is yeah, pretty bad. There were like 6 or 7 people on board or something. Pretty bad anyway, but considering they're there to try and, you know, help put the fires out. Be a scary way to go. Like, for those 10 seconds that your plane just starts flipping upside down and you know guaranteed you're going to be smashing into the mountain and dead. Not that I'm like particularly scared of flying. Obviously it'd be scary as hell, yeah, if you're going to have a crash in one, but the chances of having a crash are pretty bloody low, so it wouldn't worry me flying. See, it's funny, like my mum's scared of flying and she wouldn't fly. She would rather, say, go on a boat or something, but I don't know. It'd be scary in a plane knowing you're going to hit the floor, but it's not exactly a walk in the park on, like, if you imagine then the Titanic, where you're either going to slowly sink and you know you're going to drown, or, I mean, admittedly, in modern day and age, there's enough lifeboats and all the rest of it, but I don't know. I ain't going to be that keen on being stuck in a little lifeboat out in the middle of the ocean. Like, when they say there's like 30, 40 foot waves just chilling around in the ocean, you're on a tiny little lifeboat, it genuinely would be one of the most uncomfortable places I could possibly be. Is in the middle of a rough sea on a tiny boat. That would just be my idea of, like, absolutely not enjoying myself at all. I'd probably rather just be on a plane. At least when it happens, it'll be over pretty quick. Clear the dead wood by letting it burn, ends a threat. Yeah, exactly, and that's what they're saying, like, oh, it's environmentally unfriendly to this little mouse that now has to walk a bit further to grab some shit to build its nest, so we're not going to backburn and all this, and it's like... And then now, the entire place gets burnt, the mouse gets torched to death anyway, and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, well done environmentalists. Like, some people are just so... Well, like they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Some people are so desperate to do good, they can't see the bad they're causing. Or they don't even think about the long-term knock-on. They're just like, oh yeah, we're doing something good today, and we can take a picture, take a selfie of ourselves doing something good and post it on Facebook so we look good to all our friends. So that's all they really worry about. Rake the floors, do you understand how much country there is? It's not, yeah, but you're not raking all the floors, dude. You're doing it, like, in little sections and that. They used to have, like... You could divide the forest up into, like, 100-acre patches and just have little thin channels that you're kind of tidying up between them, so at least if one section sets alight, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder for it to just jump to the next section of 100 acres and so on and so on. Within that 100 acres, it can be as messy and wild as you like. Like, I appreciate, yeah, you're not literally going to go and sweep the floor of, like, a quarter of a country of forest land, but there's much easier, more efficient ways to stop the spread of the fire, where you only have to attend to, say, 1% of the land, just cut in little channels and etc. But again, yeah, now that little mouse has to cross that little section, and it might hurt its little feet on the way over. So, they, yeah, cause greater harm in the long run by thinking they're doing good in the short term. That's actually what they've been doing here, gather up everything off the ground, pile it up and burn it. Yeah, well that's good if they're getting back to that, that's what they need to do. They stopped it in Australia as well, and that's why some of the more recent forest fires and wildfires that happen around the world have been some of the most severe. They're like, oh, this has been the worst forest fire or whatever wildfire for the last 30 years. It's like, yeah, because 31 years ago you were back burning and so on, but then you banned it, and then obviously things built up over time, it creates like the perfect situation, and then it goes really bad. I mean, like I say, forest fires and wildfires are part of nature. I think I said it at some point before, but there's certain plants and flowers that they only flower, they have to get burnt to open up and flower and all the rest of it. And that's the whole point, like they sit there waiting for a wildfire, and when everything else around them is burnt, they release their seeds, and they're like, you know, absolute way ahead of the competition because everything else has just been burnt to a crisp. So they're clever. Oh, then again, actually, sorry, I suppose we could go along this little highway. Well, to be honest, I don't know, I'll have a look. If there's one more little mission, I might do it, but if not, we'll call it a day. High speed going on there. Something on the professional channel, according to him, a new Saints Row is announced. Oh, hell yeah, watching that video. That'd be cool, Saints Row. I'll be honest, like, Saints Row 1 was like a concept, and it's a cool game, I've played it. Saints Row 2, I believe, is better, because they found their footing with Saints Row 1, and they could just add more of the good stuff for Saints Row 2. Saints Row 3 was brilliant as well. It was getting close to where it was a bit over the top, but overall it was a good balance, great game. Saints Row 4 was a bit too far, wasn't it? That, like, heaven and hell crap, and I don't know, I don't think it was as good. But if they go back to, you know, more like Saints Row 2/3 kind of feel to it, then yeah, that would be really good. They released not too long ago Saints Row the 3rd, like Saints Row 3, like remastered, I believe, so I could get it on the PS4 and stuff. Which, to be honest, it never occurred to me that maybe I could have or should have at some point to... Well, I quite like, again, Saints Row 3 was pretty cool. It had like that little zombie island where you could go driving around and get chased by zombies. Like 2 versions of tanks that were pretty cool, like a VTOL aircraft. That's where I was saying, like, Saints Row 3 to me did a better job of giving you fun things to do than I even think Grand Theft Auto manages. Just like I said before, little things like you can't even upgrade a tank on Grand Theft Auto, which is like, why? I want it. I'm all for building a wall from Yukon's east border down to Mexico. Would not be much missed. Well, weren't they say, like, I remember there was California was talking about seceding or whatever, and everyone's like, goodbye! Like, California, I think, by far takes the most federal tax money and all the rest of it. Like, yeah, and, to put it bluntly, America would be probably better off cutting California loose. No offence, I'm not saying I dislike everyone in California, but the way the state is run is, yeah, not very economical. Yeah, nice. Is there any small missions? Problem is, I've not really collected many missions at the minute. I'll need to, like, in my own time, I can just sort of fly around. Deliver plane pieces. Do you know what? I'll grab one of them then. We'll do one plane piece to there, and then I'll call it a day. Pretty sure nobody would miss Louisiana if they got sold back to the French. I have no idea, to be honest. Probably not, though. I mean, most places wouldn't miss. Most places, really, would they? To be honest. California feeds an insane amount of money into the federal tax system, the entire US. I don't know. They drain a hell of a lot. Like with the amount of illegals, then you've got on top of that, they release a lot of illegals that can then go off and rape and murder somebody, which ain't their fault. Not to mention, like, homeless everywhere, just literally shitting in the streets and all sorts. Like, I don't know. California is a bit of a mess. No offence, like I said, nothing against the people there. It's the people running it. But, I mean, California is massive, obviously, so they undoubtedly pay a lot of tax, but a lot of it is state tax, though, so it doesn't necessarily go to the federal side of things. And they by far, though, use the most federal funds. And I believe they use more than they chip in, if I'm honest. Where's this highway coming? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, winging it, that was what it was. I keep forgetting to select the missions. Compromise West Coast on the far side of the world. Well, the only thing from keeping Mississippi being the worst state in the Union. I mean, again, like over here, we're on like a mini scale. London is like our California. And that's why a lot of the world kind of doesn't... What, these plane parts? Oh, are they just them I've got to pick up? Or is the ramp flatbed just not big enough? Not enough space for any of them. Wow. I'm just going to bring the, what do you call it? Navistar down here with a step deck, just to... I'm curious now to see what size trailer you actually do need. Central Cali is fine. There's loads of... Again, it's like... It's nothing against California. It's not California's fault that it's run like shit. And yeah, I'm sure, I have no doubt there's loads of nice places in California. It looks a nice place. The weather and everything is pretty goddamn nice from what I hear. But they have got a lot of issues as well. Your football team, Wolf? I don't really watch football a lot, so when it comes to like the World Cup or the Euros, obviously then it's like the English team, but I don't know, like I said years and years ago, I liked Man United, but it was back when like 90% of the England squad played in Man United, so it was pretty much the England squad. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, I can't really say Man United now, because I couldn't even tell you one person that plays in Man United or any other club, really, to be honest. I quite liked it that Leicester did, like, they were kind of a, you know, they weren't ever really a full-on top club, and then they kind of smashed it and won, was it the Euro or, no, not the Euro, I can't remember, to be honest. Again, I don't watch football a hell of a lot, the Champions League or something, I think they won. We'll see if this 5 slot can pick anything up. To be fair, not that I'm gonna, I'll probably call it a day soon, but an 8 slot might actually make a little bit more sense on this mission, because it appears if I've got to pick it up from there and then just get it, say, back to here and down onto the slip road. Oh no, okay, I'll take that back. I've got to follow that little road down. I thought I could just turn off there. Well, let's hope the step deck works. If it's the same place from Amandra, then yes, I think you need a 5 slot. Yeah, true, but I thought, wasn't there a couple of plane pieces that are a bit smaller than a 5 slot? But yeah, I remember what you were saying. There's icons to show how many slots the cargo types take up. I believe they all said 5 then. Find out in a second, at least it's only just up here, so maybe a minute or so away. See what I mean with the trailer, how it's just drifting there, like I believe that's the off-road trailers being a bit more weighted kind of helps with that a little bit as well. But as I said, yeah, you pay the price, like the fact that it's a heavier trailer. All the numbers though, plane pieces are 5, 5 and 4, I'm pretty sure. Cheers man, well I had a ramped, excuse me, flatbed thing with me, and it didn't appear to allow me to equip anything to that. Find out in a minute. The extra wide trailer for the plane parts. Oh, is it that big fat? Yeah, it's like a 5 slot thing in it. It's like a big, I don't know. I know what you mean. Yeah, cheers. I'll have a look. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out before I turn this off, because I'm just information that's worth knowing. Saves everybody individually trying to work this out. trailer. It says 5 cargo left, but fragments. Well, isn't it 5 slots? See those boxes under the picture of the plane? Like, that's 4, that's 5, and that's 5. So yeah, like you were saying, Nick, 4, but it ain't giving me anything. Trailer does not support the cargo, so yeah, it is going to be then, like what Sarah Smith was saying. That big fat saddle high thing. Out of curiosity, what? Yeah, I just want to see what it says in the mission. Yeah, see, it doesn't say anywhere like, you know, normally, is it near rewards or something? It'd say like needed, you know, a saddle high trailer, or you need a crane. This doesn't say anything like you need a specific trailer. But I believe Sarah's right, you probably do. But the mission doesn't even tell you do. I may as well... Is it in the garage? What, that thing I was driving earlier. I keep wanting to call it Kenny, but it's not this thing. What was it? 5003. This one going on. Third time lucky. I'll grab that extra fat trailer, whatever it's called. I can't remember, just call it extra fat trailer. That one, what's it called? Wide flatbed. So yeah, like when you select the mission, winging it, it should just say like, you know, wide flatbed required. That would help. I'd love to see some new trailer styles in Season 2. True, hopefully they feel the same way. Rough toe, hello, you needed a big trailer there. Yeah, cheers. To be honest, I didn't even ever really notice that there was a difference. Obviously on what's it called, Amandra. Did it tell us on Amandra, or did it give us this trailer? I ended up using this trailer, but I can't remember why as such. Because normally I would choose something like the step deck. But yeah, like I say, I sort of learn something new every day. I didn't even realise there was a difference. Right, nutter. The cat's arrived. So it's finally let me start grooming him. I've been combing him with a little flea comb, but his hair's so fine, it helps him from looking where I'm going. Yeah, flea comb's good. And yeah, it only took about 4 years. Like, if I held a comb near him, he'd run off, and like, he's one of the most paranoid animals I've ever known. He's nervous. He looks like a battered housewife, like how nervous he is. But I've never touched him. Gets nothing but treats and everything, and he still acts. He tries to convince people that I beat him or something. But yeah, finally started combing him. I think he's finally learned that if he just lets me brush him, then he won't have to lick his own pair of trousers off his legs and then throw up a hairball on my floor, which would be nice. So you think it could fit that on the ramped flatbed or something. So it is 554, it's just, yeah, you do actually need this wide trailer then. Take the biggest one, definitely what she said. Well, I'll kind of ruin it. I was thinking, do I do a U-turn now, or do I try and reverse the trailer through that little gap? Let's see how good the turning circle on this is. See, this is why I wouldn't be good as a truck driver. You're breaking their fence. They'll be hanging out the window shouting. You're breaking our fence. I'll just be like, what? As I continue to break it. I need to turn around, mate. Uh-oh. See, now again, I'm going to go out on a short limb and say this is bad map design where it appears that the plane is wider than the gap. And we unpack it and wing it, so to speak. Nope. Well, we've got it out of there, but we're now going to need a crane. Good job we got the iceberg up there. Well, yeah, it's going to be iffy with the bandit. KRS bandit crane, but we'll give it a go. We'll just ram it on there. Oh. Drive on top of it instead. Calm down. Getting violent. Was that packed plane pieces increase their size. I remember I was able to glitch through the trees on Imandra. I needed to unpack the plane to make it get through the trees, which again, that was another badly designed map. Well, I'm not knocking on whoever designed this. In Imandra, the whole point of Imandra was to rescue one of these planes, and yeah, the route we had to take it back was too narrow for the plane, so you had to do the essentially cheating. In real life, you couldn't unpack the plane and it suddenly phases through trees. Really? You're gonna make me scoot it a bit further forward. I don't know why for almost a year it was pretty relaxed on packing cargo, and then they just made it a lot more strict. But all it's gonna do is make me waste my fucking time and drag this thing like there, if that, and now it'll pack. Like, really, game? Was that fucking necessary to my enjoyment? No. Outside of Imandra, it doesn't matter though, yeah, true. It pretty much like... But yeah, cheers, I know what you're saying. That's kind of the workaround I did in the end, yeah, on Imandra. See, they fixed that in Imandra when you unpacked the wing tip would phase through stuff. Yeah, true. The only thing I was thinking though, well, we can find out now. Let's try and hook it on a tree. I was just going to say, was it like because I was hitting like a piece of garage or whatever instead of a tree? Let's try it. Oh yeah, because of rear steer. I was like, what the hell are you doing, rear end? Get away from the tree, not nearer to it. Well, I cocked this one up pretty good, not gonna lie. Get off wheels. It was completely my fault. Because the back crabbed around, yeah, I kind of went nearer the tree with the back end. So, in theory, we should be able to phase through this tree. Yeah, it still is. So yeah, it was trees then. It was just obviously because I got hooked on like the garage. Or the, whatever, you know, like the little gateway thing it was trying to make me go through. But part of, say, building structures, not trees. At least we know. Oh yeah, wait there. Because it was going to make me go down some stupid little path on it. It was this way I needed to go. Well, at least I remembered now before I got too far. I'll find it, grind it. I just take a crane vehicle, only to take that largest piece in a mandate. Yeah, in the end, I believe some of the pieces I kind of just carried out of there, like, I think I loaded them onto Bruce's head and stacked two of them, like the wing and the... Was there two pieces of wing or something? I believe this big section I took, like, you know, properly on the trailer. Again, not the smartest design. But this is the thing, it sort of doesn't... The plane gets hooked on stuff, but I can just unpack it. But yeah, it's kind of... Because I've unpacked it, the plane has lost most of its weight as well. Like, once you pack it, it sort of... The game increases and sets what weight it is on the trailer and that, but... It's not really going to make much difference at the minute, because I'm in this modded vehicle that's, like, relatively OP by comparison. But if I was in a normal vehicle now, it's much easier to tow this plane... Then again, I'm probably going to need a crane. Yeah, it's much easier to tow this plane, like, when it's unpacked. Is it going to slip off? Probably. Yay. Just a bit of daylight quickly. I hit there, but it's a bit weird. I was sort of staring, it was like I was... I don't know. Well, yeah, sort of being pulled over by something, and it appears that I hit something. Apparently. I'm professional. Away from your trailer. Went for the Spider-Man. Went reasonably well. Could have gone worse. I mean, yeah, really, it doesn't really matter, but what I should have done while I was near enough there with the iceberg is just loaded the other plane bits onto the platform and then just carried them here with a crane. To be fair, I could sort of even do it now, as in, well, this won't really weigh a lot. Not sure if it'll let me drop it off at the destination or not, though. We'll find out in a sec. Does slightly hinder your view. Not gonna lie, a little bit of a blind spot going on. But once you've got used to driving Stevie Wonder, is easy by comparison. I don't know why I keep taking damage so easily right now on the on this thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to load it. Oh, I just found the Sky under it. It's quite cool on this map that just randomly parked in like little places like this is various vehicles that you just find and they're yours now. Plane is flying again. It was. It looks better like this. Oh yes, I'm gonna have to go and get stop engine, but I just want to do quickly. Still the roof rack on there. Wish they could change that. What's up, Nutter? I just want to take a bit of fuel out the Azov because it's going to just leak it everywhere. So I might as well fill the roof rack back up and then I can give it back when it needs it. That'll do. Get in that thing. So yeah, I won't go and do the other two plain wing pieces, but at least we've figured out the basics of this mission. You need a fat wide trailer, and see, I'm taking loads of damage on this as well. I don't know, maybe it's just something about this little road that's giving damage out a lot easier than normal. But yeah, you need a wide trailer anyway. Figured that out. It would be convenient, wouldn't it? Like that. What I can do. Right, that is the window. I just want to try and get away from it now. Working out. Well, just one down. Cover this thing, we'll leave Iceberg and the goddamn horse there. And yeah, I'll probably call it a day, pretty much perfectly coming up to 3 hours. This is not what the game intends for you to do. What's that, flying around with a plane? It doesn't, but then again, if they're going to give me a plane to deliver and then they're going to make me go down a road that's too narrow for the plane to fit, the game's going to have to put up with it. George of the Jungle moment there. Again, it went pretty well. I like kind of doing that, swinging around on the corners like that, because they often put a lamppost or something on the inside of every corner, which again is half the reason why the 8 slot is such a pain in the ass. But yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man, George of the Jungle, swinging around the corner opportunities to be had. Must use Tamir roads. Yeah, exactly. There's something going on there, because this thing took a fat hit as well. And normally the Iceberg's pretty bulletproof as well, and that took some, like, beating. Expert trucking. Cheers, man. Aussie man, Wolf. Don't need... It's supposed to be no ads. I think this was the only new vehicle I got today, to be honest. Just have a quick flick through. Not that I'm really going to go driving anymore, but I believe it was that 5003 was the only main... Yeah, we tried that. Well, not last week, because I bloody fell asleep last week, but the week before. No, we've had that. Oh yeah, there's my bridge layer things. There's the JB Tatron, well worth getting, twice twin steer. Bartelby mods. Yeah, so that was the only new thing I've got really. Yeah, like I say, I'll probably call it a day there then. I appreciate you all joining though. Like I say again, apologise for missing last week's stream. I'll try and stay awake. Fortunately, I nearly stayed awake again yesterday for 2 days in a row. But I remembered that I had a live stream, so I forced myself eventually to go to sleep. And then I was good. Woke up in time for tonight's stream. Bradley G, great streams, I appreciate it, dude. Good stream, Wolf. Justin Lynch, I appreciate it, man. Aussie man George, Fampus for swinging into trees face first. Drew Quick, this is my first stream. I appreciate you joining us, dude. Well, sorry if you've just joined us, because it is about to end, but obviously you're more than free to watch as much of it as you like. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm literally just waiting for Phase 5 to come out, basically, so I won't be doing a hell of a lot of videos until then, really, just because, I don't know, they're just going to be you know, semi-boring-ish videos that are not a lot going on in. It's sort of like, I don't know. If I ain't got anything good enough to show you, I'll just leave it for a little bit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, again though, long term, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just waiting for that. So as soon as they release that, I'll be back to normal, back to pretty much daily videos. I might have the odd day off here and there, because I'm not going to lie. The amount of free time to be able to do things just when I suddenly stopped doing YouTube for a week or two has been insane. It's been quite handy. But yeah, overall, I'll be back pretty soon. Good to catch another stream. I appreciate it, dude. Mark, very nice stream. Thanks, man. Nick K, good stream. Appreciate it. J War, I think that's how you say your name. Apologies if it isn't. Bradley G, I'm off to Chinokaments for the first time. Chinokaments is pretty cool, to be honest. You'll quite like that. It's actually, I would say, the best map out of those four. There is tough sections on it, but there's also, it's a pretty fair map. It still gives you options. There's roads that you can use, bridges you can build, all sorts. It's quite a nice blend. Sleep when needed, dude. Yeah, true. I mean, I literally, like, again, I apologise for missing the stream, but I fell asleep. I was so insanely tired that I couldn't physically stay awake anymore, and I just hit the deck, and that was it. Nice seeing mod map. Want to go back to the something. What's that one? Oh, Wreckfest as well. True, there is Wreckfest. I've not played on that for a little while. I could always do something to do with that, a video. I think there is like a new testing ground on there and that, so I could look into that. But yeah, either way, in some form or another, I'll be back pretty soon for another video. But yeah, I'll let you guys crack on. Again, thanks for joining us for the stream, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your nights, days, whatever it is you're up to, and I'll be back soon. What emoji is that? A beach? Yeah, I'm not sure either.